Now we're going to practice how we can compare rational numbers. Rational numbers are numbers that can be written as a ratio, so 5/2, -4, 6/7. Any number that can be written as a ratio or a fraction, negative or positive, is considered a rational number. So first, let's make sure we understand that in our number system, we have positive numbers These are numbers that are greater than 0. So any number greater than 0 is going to be your positive number. And then we have negative numbers. These are all of your numbers that are less than 0. We also have 0, but 0 is not considered positive or negative. 0 is simply 0, and it's a nice placeholder for remembering negatives and positives. First term we need to understand is absolute value. Absolute value is a number's distance from 0. So for example, if I was to ask about the absolute value of 2, I could look at my number line and see that 2 is 2 spaces away from 0, so this is equal to 2. I could also ask about the absolute value of -5. I would go to -5, and I would find the distance to 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is equal to 5. So then there is also opposites. Opposites are important because they can help us understand where to plot numbers. So a number and its opposite are both the same distance from 0. So example, if I was to take -3 and +3, I see that -3 is 3 spaces away from 0, and I see that +3 is 3 spaces away from 0. So -3 and 3 are considered opposites. So now, if we were asked to write an inequality to compare -5 and 8, I would start by identifying those numbers on my number line. So I have -5 and 8. What I notice about these numbers is that on my number line, -5 is further to the left, and 8 is further to the right. This means that 8 is greater than -5. So I could write 8 greater than -5. Another inequality I could write, -5 less than 8. Those are the same inequality that I've written to compare, just using different symbols. Maybe I was asked to write an inequality to compare 7, so here's 7, and the absolute value of -2. So now I have to remember that absolute value means distance from 0. -2 is 2 spaces away from 0, so this means I'm comparing these numbers, 2 and 7. So I could write a couple inequalities. I could write -2 absolute value is less than 7. I could write 7 is greater than the absolute value of -2. Sometimes we're not always given a number line, and especially with numbers as large as -52 and -47. When I'm asked to compare numbers like these, I like to quickly sketch a number line and place 0. Since these are both very large negative numbers, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place 0 somewhere on the right, because I know these numbers exist on the left. So I'm going to start by putting -50 as a benchmark. I know that -52 will be further to the left, and then I know that -47 will be on the right of that. And using what I know that -52 is less than -47. So I will write -52 less than -47, or I could write -47 greater than -52. So in summary, you want to plot the numbers on a number line, and then the number that is further to the right is always going to be your greater number, and the number further to the left will always be your smaller number.